For this documentary, we wanted to find the main differences between male and female football, and to do so we decided to interview Daisy Davis, that she is the captain of the female football team of UEL, and Stephen Opoka, that he is the coach of the female football team of UEL.
Probably because of media coverage, I feel like women's football doesn't get as much media coverage as the men does, and participation therefore kind of suffers.
It's more popular, I think. A lot of it's to do with the money and the funding and finances that's behind it. And also, if we look at where men's football started, it was over 100 years ago. And over 100 years ago, time was totally different. I mean, at the time, women were looked at as someone who was to look after children, cook and look after the home. But times have changed since then, I think. So the men's football have had almost over 100 years advantage over women's football. That's why it's more developed.
Why do you think that there are more male players than female players?
I think only recently there's only been a couple of opportunities for girls to get into football and to actually play. Like usually it's just like boys clubs, but now there's actually like girls clubs and women's clubs that are starting to develop more and starting to have that grassroots development, that now there's only opportunities.
I've trained the male football team as well. There are a few differences, I think. With females, it's more about how you communicate to them as individuals, and with the male players, you can communicate with them in a probably less detailed way. There are a lot of female players who actually fall pregnant or decide to have a baby and give birth. Normally they'll have, it could be up to even 2 years off to nurture the newborn baby and also get themselves back into shape of playing again. So it's very common now that you have players who take a year off, a year and a half, 2 years off to deal with that side of it. Football career is only maybe up to 35 if you're at the top level, so they would actually see that point as to have a career, and after they can continue with their family life.
I actually had to pick between ballet and football because I was doing both at the same time. In terms of commitment, they were both on the same days and I had to commit to one, obviously, but in terms of actually choosing, I feel like it should be up to the child's kind of interest and what they want, and if then further down the line they want to change again, I feel like it should be an option and they should really do what they want to do rather than their parents telling them to do a sport.
Of course, it would have to be training and coaching the female footballers. The main reason for me is because I've started my coaching career, and I think as well the women's football is starting as well, so it's a perfect partnership in order to grow.